So the Andromedans and I were talking about the phenomenon of child molestation, and something that happens to little girls and little boys when they're growing up around age 5. They do this, and they will look at the opposite gender and say, "Oh, I want to marry mommy and daddy when I grow up, and I want to have the house with them and everything, and it's going to be so great." Now, I suspect that they do this, especially if they pick up on their parents in soul observance roving, unhappy, thinking about divorcing each other. And they may think this is a perfectly good mom or dad. I'll take it and I'll have the house, and this mom or dad will be all mine. If mommy goes, I guess that's how we'll solve it. You see? So they don't have to worry if it happens. So it's interesting. We'll have to see if that's the case or not. So unfortunately, there are people who are irritated by this in the child if it expresses this to them, and they do not understand that it's a part of looking up to the parents so much and loving them so much that they think about having them in their life forever and having the house and being a partner. And unfortunately, sometimes it results in child molestation, or parents of the opposite gender hold it against the kid and grab them when they're growing up or preteen or teen, and they don't understand where this is coming from. And it can lead to some child molestation. They said most of the people who they looked at who had molested kids, 9 out of 10 had this experience with them when they were little. And so they blame the kid a bit for it, which is unfair because it's part of psychological development that is actually written about in psychology books about children, and why instead of getting freaked out, weirded out about kids, certain behavior, people should get books on developmental psychology of your child, so you indeed know what you are raising and that there are no misunderstandings, because children are innocent and it's just things that happen to them. So that, along with little pageant queens that wear makeup up to here when they're 5 and all this, there's been pedophilia cases there as well, all over the place. And it's like an irritant, put in the dad's face at times, where they look at this little doll that is almost like a smaller copy of the mom. They make fun of it, ridicule it, molest it, and it is sort of this affront to the mother then and the whole thing. So or other reasons, so it's kind of a weird little occurrence of these child pageants that bring out child molesters and pedophiles as well, sometimes not family members. And that's it about kids who are molested by people who do not understand where they're coming from when they say certain things as they're growing up.